everybody. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica of 29 years.
I know we had an anniversary.
We
friendship
did.
Anniversary.
We were friends before then, but I think that like really sealed our best friendship.
Well, I remember sitting at Denny's after prom, and Mandy said, "Is this going to be our anniversary?" And I said, "Yes," and then it stuck. And then a handful of years later,
I do not remember that.
Yeah. And then however many years later, I had my middle child on that day. So it's extra special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to take away from our anniversary.
Didn't do it intentionally. Didn't have much control over that.
You could have kept your legs tightened up.
Oh, yeah. She was early. She was a month early. She was a little over a month early. 6 weeks. Okay.
So then you had some more control than you're letting everyone know.
Yeah, it was just my life on the line. Cool. So, so yeah, we did have that. We're trying to plan where we're going to go next year for our 30th. So, but in the meantime, this video is our 1-minute book recs. This is where we go over the books that we read in the past week with 1-minute synopsises for each book. We're both going to feel a little out of it because we're recording this later than normal. I'm already like questioning what I read last week.
9:30 a.m. is much later.
No, I meant later in the week.
Well, and it's also late at night.
It is late at night. Yeah. But before we start with all of this, your turn.
Okay, so thanks for everybody for being so understanding. I think this is literally the first time we've completely missed one, and we had a plan in place for working around our recording schedule, and unfortunately just a bunch of, I think I explained it as the perfect storm of just a whole bunch of random things just that normally aren't going on in our lives were happening in both of our lives that just prevented it from working out. Yeah. And so this is, so
yeah, we agonized over the decision for a hot minute, and then we were like, we have never missed, there's been a couple times we missed the upload where it's been late by a couple of hours, but we have never missed a day. So we figured it's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
This one time. We hope. Fingers crossed.
Sorry for 1-minute book recs being late, but in the exciting news, we do have 4 giveaways to do in this video. And so I have created a wheel of names from all you had to do to be entered to win. This one was to comment on the Brave video. And so everyone who had a comment is on the list. And we'll spin the wheel and I'll announce which book it's for, and we'll do it 4 times.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, but don't they need to hit subscribe and stuff first?
Well, yes, you should hit the subscribe button and hang around, because in our next 1-minute book recs, we'll be announcing our next giveaway because we are doing 26 books of 2026. So you're going to want to stick around, not only for the wonderful book recs and Jessica's aggressively helpful personality.
I'm not bossy. I'm helpful. I'm aggressively helpful. And I love
feel
you very
like
much.
Myself and the people that live in your house would disagree.
You know what? It just means that I can be my authentic self, my authentic bossy ass self with you. That's what that means.
That is true. And everyone else gets to see it.
Yeah. Okay. But you know what some people don't see is Mandy gets distracted with squirrels, well, actually goats and donkeys and text messages that come across, and I have to keep us on track. I'm just used to it. I'm not that bossy.
My nutritionist and I meet like about once a month. Yeah. And it's telehealth, which is actually very nice, like to not have to go somewhere. And so it works out really well. But I was distracted.
You just got distracted.
Donkeys. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I was like, yeah, I need to not look out the window.
Yeah. I'm telling you need to board that up with but then you need the natural light for recording. So.
Yeah. Okay, let's get on with it. And you are 4 winners. So this first one is for the first part of the Wild Duet, which is Wild Ring by Angie Cunningham. And so I'm going to try and hold my screen, my computer up as best as I can.
I'm leaning in, like I can see it better.
So, here we go. You'll have to read it.
Oh, great.
Normally when we do like is it going to be?
Wait, I can't see anything. Hold on. Annie Glazer. Or Ann Glazer.
Awesome.
So, Ann Glazer. Yay!
Congratulations. I think that says Anne.
I did say Ann the second time, the first time I said Annie, but.
Okay, I'm going to write this down so we don't lose any info really quick. And then if you are one of the winners, please send us an email at bestiebookreviews@gmail.com so we can get your info and get that to the authors. So I'm going to remove her name from there, and we'll spin next for From the Ashes by Melinda Valentine. And normally, like for book club, I record on my computer.
Yeah, so
and so I can use my phone for this. This is why we normally just do a hand drawing.
So Emily Jones.
Congratulations. Congrats. Okay, yay. I'm going to write this one down too.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is why it's sometimes easier for us to just draw out because and then we would have them already written down.
Yes.
Okay, and then next up is Psycho by C.J. Peñard. Oh, I spun the wheel.
Okay, is that Karina? Karina G3W. Yes, Karina.
Okay, congratulations. Writing this one down too. Okay, and then our last but not least book giveaway for this time is Beneath the Mountain Sky by Gwen McNamee. Okay. I can't tell if I have it lined up well.
It's lined up enough.
I don't want to drop my computer.
Yeah, don't. Okay, that is Christine 7070. Yes, is that what Christine did I say right? Okay. Okay, now I can take my glasses off. Because well, it's just distance, right? And that you're holding that back there. I need to see it. Okay.
Okay. Congratulations, everyone.
Yay! Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I still need my computer for our timer.
Yeah, you do. So let's talk about our week, like last week's reading week, because it was last week's books. So
I know it feels like
I can remember them.
Lifetime ago.
I know. So how was that reading week for you?
I read 6 books.
Yeah.
So it was some good ones to talk about.
Yeah, I read 7, but I'm only talking about 5. So one was for our convincing, and that's coming up, our historical convincing, and then one was for my enjoyment. It was a nice Planet Barbarian. We don't need to talk about it. So that means you get to go first.
Yay.
Yay!
I'm so not prepared to go first because when we talked earlier, you said you read more books than that.
I did read more books than I read 7.
You said something about you read 9 and there was a trilogy.
No, maybe that was last week. That was last week. I could have
sworn that's what you said when we were talking.
Well, yeah, last week. Not this week.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me get my book open.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm listening.
I have to get the timer ready, though. Well, it's ready. I just wasn't on the right spot. Okay. So I'm trying to think. I can't remember dates. So, no, I did do this during April. So this is a book for my TBR. And that's Love Overboard by Candy Steiner. So this is, I just realized I have a problem with my journal today. Okay, so this is her newest release. And this is like a reality show type book based loosely off of, what is that? What is it? What am I thinking of?
I have no clue.
Below Deck. Okay. But this one is called Close Quarters. And so it is just basically like Below Deck. She is going to be working on this yacht. She has the chief stew position. She gets there. She's very excited about it. Like, this is something she's really worked hard for and is very excited about having this position. And they start filming everybody before the guests arrive and all of that. And that's when she finds out that Finn, her ex, is on the boat and he's there with his new girlfriend. So she is pretty devastated by this, but she refuses to let this get in her way because she's wanted this so badly. And of course, things are going to go wrong really quickly. There's going to be a lot of stress and a lot of different things happening. And she's also sharing, that was my timer. She's also sharing like a room with his girlfriend, his new girlfriend. So lots of tension, lots of it's done kind of documentary style. So before each chapter, it's like the producer talking to them and they're responding to the things that have happened. So I enjoyed it. I rated it 4 stars. I kind of felt like the angst would have been a little bit higher with him being there with his new girlfriend, and I just didn't quite get that feeling from it. But I did really still enjoy the book. I rated it 4 stars.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so the first book that I have is a dark one, a very, very, very dark one. And this is The King of Hearts by Alex Grayson. This is one I can't really talk much about because I don't want to give a lot away. So this is about Savina. She lives on this island with not like a tropical island, like an island, because there's like a lighthouse and stuff there. But she lives on this island with her dad and brothers. They run this thing called the Raven Group. It helps women. There's things that they do. And there's a lot of there's people that work with Raven Group, whatever. Basically, she's involved in this stuff. She has a stalker that we see creeping into her room, and he's been in there for a while. All the chapters are told as his and her, so we know that the her is or him and her. We know that the her is Savina. We don't know who the him is for about 50% of the book, and that is part of the reason why I loved it so much. I did know who he was because of things that I'd seen his name, and I wish that I hadn't, because your enjoyment is so much higher when you don't know who he is for the first half of the book. But this, our crazy psycho is a psychopath. He stalks her. He forces her to marry him. He does all sorts of crazy things. It was so good. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. I was talking to Alex today. There is more coming in this world because this is the first book in the Raven Group. So I did talk to her about that. So there is more coming, just not anytime soon. So go read it.
If you've read the book, it definitely sets up a series.
Yeah, it sets up a couple different people. Yeah, definitely check your triggers on this one. There's some really heavy, heavy, heavy themes in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's coming from me. So
I would agree.
Yeah. So, okay, what's next for you?
Okay, my next book is called Down and Dirty Zach by Janine St. James. I listened to this. It's narrated by Ava Lucas, and this was part of the Ava and April challenge that was going on over in her Facebook group. So this is about Sophie. Sophie is delivering a cake to an MC club, and Zach has just gotten out of prison. He's been there for 10 years. He's there. He sees her. He really likes her. He assumes that she's one of the club whores. He grabs her, takes her up to his room, and Sophie is just a little bit in shock. So she's not really she's like, wait, what? But she's not really protesting a lot. And from there, things kind of escalate between the two of them. I will say I rated it 3 stars because I had a hard time connecting with all of the two characters in this. At one point, he says something about going again, and she makes a comment about he's going to assault me 2 times. And so it seems like she's not really interested in him at all, but she's not really speaking up. But then she's going with it. And so I just I get in dark romance, there's often that sort of thing, but the way it was sort of wishy-washy on how it was going, I just was I don't really get you as a character. And I don't know. I just didn't really connect with them as well. So I rated it 3 stars. It wasn't horrible, but I don't know that I want to necessarily go read more.
Okay.
Maybe it was particularly that book. I know she's quite a popular MC author, so I might try another one.
She's kind of hit or miss for me. I know BJ Alpha loves her stuff, but for me, she's hit or miss.
I read some of her novellas in the Her Obsessed series, and I enjoyed those. So
Yeah,
perhaps I should just try another MC book and see.
maybe try the one with the nut nuggets
Okay, thank you for
that I like.
that.
I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to look it up again. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the next book I listened to was an ALC that I had that came out a week ago. So it's already out now, so you guys can go get it. And this is Pine for Me by Swati MH. I just love Swati. She's the sweetest. So this is about Nisha. So this is actually book 3 in the Haircuts and Heartthrob series. I read it as a standalone. So you guys can too. Can't remember if I read any of the books. I knew who people were from Mandy talking
You
about it,
read
but
the
that was about it.
first one.
That's why I wasn't as lost. That's right. I did read the first one. Okay, so this is about Nisha and Patton. So she's been divorced for 7 years. She lives in her hometown with her sister and her family, and she works at the salon that is a part of book 1. And Nisha gets a new neighbor one day, and it turns out that it is her husband, her ex-husband. They've been divorced for 7 years, like I said, and he moves in next door. He's not just her ex-husband, he's also a Hollywood heartthrob. So there's that. There's reasons for all of that. But one night she is at her sister's bachelorette party, and there's a dare that happens. She's dared to kiss him, and somehow she ends up pregnant. So, surprise pregnancy.
Oh, Jessica, I thought you knew how that worked. Somehow she ends up pregnant.
Somehow she ends up pregnant. Yeah. My kids were
Yikes.
immaculate conceptions. I don't know what you're talking about. So anyhow, I gave it 4 stars. The audio is done by J.F. Harding and Nina Archer, and it was great. It's fantastic.
I liked that series.
I like the audio. I love that Swati's characters are always multicultural. She does a great job of that. So there's a lot of representation in hers.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay.
I'm getting excited for her new book that she keeps teasing. So yes.
Yep.
All right. Okay. I think it's supposed to be coming this summer.
I think so.
Okay. So my next book, because I am trying to get completely caught up on Laura Pavlov's backlist of books that have the characters that we're going to see in Forever My Girl that comes out in June, which is Beefcake and Gracie. So I'm working on that. So I am back. I finished the Cottonwood Cove series, which was a little lackluster for me at times. I really enjoyed Honey Mountain, but Cotton Cove, there were just a few of them that were just like for me. And I'm back in Magnolia Falls, and I read Wild River, and I'm like, okay, these are the Laura Pavlov books that I really, really enjoy. Like, this is the writing. So I don't know what it was about Cottonwood Cove, that series, but some of them just weren't my favorites. But I'm loving Magnolia Falls. So in Wild River, we have River and Ruby. And Ruby has come back to help run her dad's bar. Her dad had some interesting things happen and is now in not recovery, like from alcohol or anything like that, but like rehabilitation. That's what I wanted to say. So he's recovering and he's not able to run things. And so she's there. River is her dad's lawyer. So he's like kind of around for different reasons. And the two of them, Romeo is his best friend, by the way. And so Ruby and River just really don't get along. And they have some fantastic banter. Sorry, I'm having to look at my notes a lot because I read this like a while ago. Neither one of them do relationships at all. Like they both are very much like don't do relationships, but they start to fall for each other, but they don't do relationships. So they have a really hard time navigating their own feelings and how to like move forward. And I just really loved how we watched both of them work towards figuring things out. Like there's a funny post-it incident, and then like he goes to his friends for some advice and they're like, seriously, you did what with a post-it note? Like, it's just, I loved it. And I love the banter, and the friend group is really awesome. So I'm excited to continue on in this series. It definitely has great enemies to lovers vibes, not just annoyance to lovers. So I really enjoyed it. I rated it 4 stars.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed my next book, and I'm going to tell you about it. So this one, you're welcome.
That's nice of you to tell us about your books on our 1 minute book recs.
Yeah.
It would, wouldn't it be kind of weird if you didn't tell us?
A little bit. Okay, so I did listen to this one. These books are on audio. This is Code of Silence by Chantal Tessier. This is the first book in her Dark Kingdom series. I will continue reading them or listening to them because they are out. They're coming out on audio if they're not all already out on audio. But this is about Haven and Luca. So Haven and Luca met when they were young. So in college, they were together. He's a couple years older than her. So he was like a senior in college when she was a sophomore or whatever. And she knew that his family was probably part of the Mafia. They're in Vegas. I think they're in Vegas. See, again, it's been a while. But anyhow, that's what it feels like. It was only last week, but that's what it feels like. So she and him are absolutely in love, but she knows that his family there's things going on. And one day he comes to her and he breaks her heart and he leaves and he's gone. And she doesn't see him again for 2 years. Now he's back. He's crueler than ever. He's really got a mean streak now. And she is flabbergasted when she is pulled into her father's office and told, "You're going to marry him. He's back. Time to marry him." Woo, hi. So, I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 stars. I've heard they just get better as you go. So here's hoping. I'm going to try and get another one of these in this week. So I really did enjoy it. It was great.
Okay.
Hey.
My next book. I can't wait to talk about this. So I'm going to talk about it and then I have some comments after I talk about the book. Okay. So my next book that I read was The Wrong Catch by C.R. Jane. This is the newest release in the Wrong Player series. So this is Ophelia and Maddie. So in this one, Ophelia is our unhinged stalker, and we've seen glimpses of her throughout the different books. And so it was really exciting to finally get to hers. So Ophelia, like most of C.R. Jane's heroines, has a pretty sad background. And she has struggled with like this obsessive love disorder where she obsesses over someone, maybe takes a hoodie, that sort of thing. And it has landed her in basically a treatment center when she was younger. So she's at college and she is obsessed with Maddie, but she's trying really hard to stay like under the radar. So she sits in her car and watches all his practices. She tries to dress and behave in manners that she thinks will attract him, like the girls that she sees him with. And then she just decides that something happens and she just decides she's done with that. And when she's just authentically herself, he happens to notice her and he becomes obsessed with her, just like she is with him. But she has a lot of self-confidence and self-doubt. And so there's a lot to work through. And also, he is busy trying to get into the secret society. I loved it. I rated it 5 stars. I really, really loved it. Like, these are the books that I love to read. Like, it's just one of those where you're just like, oh my God, I love that book so much. I want to keep reading it. I'm sad that I'm done with their story. But also, I don't know that Ophelia was that unhinged because a lot of the things that she did were very similar to things that you did in high school.
I beg to differ. Boys didn't like me enough for me to steal their sweatshirts.
And save their soda cans.
That's you. You have the soda can.
That is true.
Yeah.
I think I might still have it.
That's sad.
Okay, well, let's explain. So my parents got divorced right after high school graduation, like right after high school graduation, they got divorced or started their divorce proceedings. So my mom packed like everything up. So when I was going off to college, I had to pack everything up. And so everything in my room just went in totes and went to my mom's new house. And then eventually those totes just came to my house and went in the garage in like a big pile of storage totes. So I couldn't say for sure that I still have it, but I probably do because everything that was in my high school room went in those totes.
So here's the difference between your mother and my mother. I came home from Alaska after being gone for a year after I moved to Alaska. And I wanted to go grab some things that I knew were in my closet in some totes. I'm looking for these things and I'm like, Mom, where is it? Now she did have like my graduation stuff. But I was like, Mom, do you have this? I can't remember what it was. And she's like, no, I threw all that away. You moved out. I threw your stuff away. Luckily, I managed to save my FFA jacket because that's important. But the majority of my stuff had just been thrown away. She's like, you didn't take it with you. You didn't think you wanted it. So that's the difference between your mom and mine. My mom is not sentimental at all. And she gives me a hard time for being sentimental. So it wasn't like pictures. It was just things from high school. So
the sweatshirt.
Half of our notes. The sweatshirt. I never have somebody else's sweatshirt.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't.
I'm pretty sure you did. So anyways, I feel like we can all relate to Ophelia in some way or another.
Yeah, especially when we were younger, doing stupid stuff. Okay. Well, I bit the bullet for my next book. So I saw that Amber and then some people on our channel had all read Moby by Jessica Cain last week. And I know I told you it was a whale shifter. And the curiosity got to me. So that's what I read next. So let's talk about it. You ready? Okay. So again, this is Moby by Jessica Cain. There is audio for this book now. A bunch of her books are being put on audio, which is great. I love this one because Samantha Bretmore is the female narrator, which was amazing. So this is about Darla, and she is, so this is a novella. It's very short. She's on vacation with her parents. She's, I think she's like 19, 20, somewhere in there, 19, whatever. Her parents take her on vacation. They're there with they're in the upper class. They got money. They have their friends there with them, with the friend's son, who they're trying to arrange these two to be together. She wants nothing to do with their son. But she'd had an accident a couple of years earlier, or a year or so earlier, on jet skis when they were in Hawaii. And she's got scars on her legs, and she's got some trauma as far as like being out in the water. Well, her parents don't seem to give a rip. And so they actually take her on a whale watching trip. So that's great. And when she's out on the whale watching trip, she's just kind of sitting there when this whale comes along up next to the boat, and he kind of gives her a little bit of a cocky attitude, and he makes it sound like she can understand him or whatever. So then we find out that that is Moby, and Moby had a curse put on him, and he can become human for 24 hours, or at least till the next day, as long as whoever he's with confesses their love to him within 24 hours, or he is destined to like be a whale forever and not ever be able to shift again. So he chooses to do that. Him and his giant whale schlong choose to walk up on shore. So this is very fast paced. It's very insta love. I gave it 4 stars. Samantha just made it just perfect. Samantha's amazing, and I enjoyed it. And I don't know what this says about me. I saw Amber gave it 4 stars too. Wasn't just okay. Okay.
Well, guess what?
What?
I read B. Shabakin's new book, Dodge.
Oh, I downloaded that. Okay, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
It is her first book in the Devil's Tide MC series. So claiming the Club Princess, she now has listed as 0.5.
Okay,
but this one is still pretty, it's not super long either, though.
Okay.
It's longer than a novella, I would think, but anyway, so we have Autumn. Autumn has just arrived in town, and she has her belongings in a duffel bag and finds out that the apartment that she spent a lot of money putting down on so she would have a place to live turned out to be a scam. So she is broke and homeless and devastated. So she ends up walking for a while until she comes to a bar where she can at least sit down and try and figure out her next move. And in this bar, she gets introduced to somebody who needs, or to the club, a club member has another club member who needs a nanny for his daughter, and is told to come out to the clubhouse. So she goes out there, meets him, and he agrees to let her be the nanny. And then when he finds out she has nowhere to stay, he allows her to stay with him and his 1-year-old daughter. This is a B. Shabakin book. Oh, I forgot to set my timer. You can turn me back over. Sorry. This is a B. Shabakin book. So it is breeding. It is pierced or he is pierced, I guess I should say. Yeah, so this was a very good single dad nanny book if you like the MC and all of that stuff. So I loved it. I rated it 5 stars, and I cannot wait to devour more in the series when it comes. So, and this just came out, so everybody should go grab it.
I grabbed it. I need to go read it. Okay. Well, my last book of the week, I stuck with the Jessica Kane thing because once I finished that one, it gave me another suggestion, and this one also had great audio. So this one is Sacrificed to the Beast by Jessica Kane. Hey, you know I got a thing for Tarzan. We're good. Okay, so this is about Diana. She is she works on the farm with her dad in this small town that she lives in. They call it a village, but it's modern day. And some animals have gone missing, and they're blaming some beast for it. The town is. So the town decides that they need to give a sacrifice because that happened in years past, and that was great. So poor Diana is chosen as the sacrifice, and before she leaves, her dad's like, yeah, you're pretty much worthless. You weren't a very good farmhand anyway, so bye. And they take her out to the forest, and they tie her up. And that is when later Ike shows up. Ike has been living on his own in the forest since he was a young boy. His parents were killed, and that's so he's been on his own. He's very naive about the way bodies and things work in general. But I mean, he talks. He does like he's got a home for her, and you know, you can put 2 and 2 together. It's a novella. It's like 60 pages long. There's not much to talk about. It's a smutty good time. I gave it 4 stars.
Okay.
And that's how I ended my reading week.
All right. Well, I ended my reading week with a new release by Jane Henry, which is the Wicked Sanctuary, which is the second book in the McCarthy family series. Mm-hmm. So in this one, we have Ashland, and he has been stalking, like he's a dedicated stalker. He has been obsessively stalking Bianca for 6 years. Okay. And then he finds out, he like realizes she's actually in some serious danger and he can't have that. So he takes her out to his cabin out in the middle of nowhere. But he is thoughtful because he also brings her cat for her. And he's hopeful that she's going to understand and listen to reason. But he also did just kidnap her. So she ends up escaping. And eventually he admits defeat with the situation, but he's really in love with her and she is in some serious danger. So if you guys like Irish Mafia, if you like captive stalking, this is the book for you. It was really good. I listened to the audio done by Kai Kennicott and Wynn Ross, and they do phenomenal like Irish Mafia audio. Okay. So it's very good. I rated it 5 stars. I love it.
Did you say his name was Ashlyn?
Yes.
It's my daughter's middle name. That might be hard for me.
Maybe please tell me they call him Ash. Like, well, no, that's what it sounded like on the audio.
Well, okay. I mean, it could be because like Ashley could be boy or girl. So
Ashland.
Oh, with a D?
Yes.
Oh, Ella's is N.
I know. Like that's why when you were saying it's your daughter's, I was like, oh,
well, because I didn't hear it with the
what
D.
I said.
I didn't hear
Once
it with
again,
the D.
Not listening.
Okay. Sorry. Anyhow, I was though. Okay,
I'm
so
kidding.
That's I know. So that's
keep your pants on.
They are on. I actually have pajama pants on.
That's not true. You told me that you record all the time without your pants on because nobody can see them.
Right. Okay.
Can you hear the pecking with the chickens? They're driving me insane.
I can just hear the chirping. Chirp, chirp, chirping. Okay,
pushing me over the edge.
Let's wrap this up because we got another video to record.
We do.
Yeah.
Because we have 3 more years until we can miss a video day.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being. Oh, nope, not my line. Anyway, make sure to check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us. And usually Wednesday, there will be a Wednesday video again.
Okay.
This week.
Okay.
This coming week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right,
Toodles.
guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.